Good morning, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. My gosh, guys, look at, I have little gargoyles that like sit in places and just hang out. Currently, guys, it looks like it is actually late afternoon. I do have this light on up here, but it is, I don't know if you guys can tell, like kind of dark outside today and rainy, which is, I wanted to get outside. I wanted to, I had listed on my planner today. I do need to water the plants in the greenhouse. That's regardless of what the weather's like because they don't get water in there. But I was going to go and trim the bushes outside actually, because one of them, the one that's near the driveway, is attacking people if they've been trying to get into the cars. So I was gonna go and take care of that today, but it says it's supposed to be sunny until 1 o'clock and then it's supposed to like rain pretty much. But it has been like completely overcast, rainy looking, and like the streets, like the pavement looks wet, like it had just rained maybe handful of hours earlier. It's actually, guys, it is 9:30 right now. You guys see that right there? That's, I don't know if I picked it up, but it says it's 9:30, and I know because I set that clock last night in the new oven. But yeah, guys, like everything looks wet outside, so I'm kind of like, I don't really want to trim the bushes just because they are more than likely going to wind up like sitting for a day probably until they're dry enough to be able to put in lawn bags. And or like, you know, I don't want to put wet like, you know, leaves and branches and stuff like that into the lawn bags or even into the wheelbarrow too, because then it will just get all soggy and mushy and never dry out either. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, if it's not supposed to rain, I will do that. But I weeded the flower beds a handful of days ago actually. I sort of have been spot cleaning the front flower beds just because the one out in front, our little one that's right like in between the sidewalk and the house, has hardly had anything coming up in there just because it everything is super mature. Like that's what I really noticed, guys, now that this is going on really, let's say the 3rd year since we've done sort of a makeover of all of the you know, everything outside in the gardens and stuff like that. What I've really noticed is that now that everything is maturing and is getting so much bigger, there is very little, like, I mean not very little, but there's a lot less like, you know, just random weeds that are coming up and stuff like that. So I think it's just like garden maturity. Yes, I still have to go through and pull some stuff out, but it was nothing like it was, you know, I think it was 3 summers ago or whatever. You know, even after that too, I literally had to pretty much maintain it once a week, if not stuff would start coming back, just because of all the stuff that then reseeded itself, and you know, stuff that was even too like just would grow from, you know, underneath was still sort of there. And I think plucking a lot of it out has been doing pretty good. Plus too, I think that our grass, because I know a lot of times like stuff can seed itself from your grass into your flower bed as well, and it has been doing a our grass has been actually looks very green outside. Not green, but just very like manicured, and you know, there's not a whole ton of stuff, weeds either really. Like, you know, we used to get little sticker bushes a lot of times, you know, and like little like not dandelions, but like, you know, kind of like stickers in the grass, especially in one area, and it's almost gone completely. So that's good. And so like I was saying, I was gonna take care of that today, guys, but it's only 9:30. I've been up since about 7:30. I got out of bed about 8 o'clock. I've only been up out of bed for an hour and a half. Already there's a load of laundry going in the washing machine. I have finished half of my breakfast, which I made for myself. I've got a hash brown and I've got some coffee. Got dressed, put my hair up. I didn't put makeup on because I was planning on going outside again and getting to some stuff out there and just again sort of maybe spot cleaning today, but I seriously am like, I don't think I can do that because I know it is supposed to rain later anyway, and it currently looks like it has just rained and is possibly going to rain at any minute now. And on top of that, guys, The other thing I got done for today was my carpet, as it looks like a mess right now. This is what I used on here, and it is still, I think it is still pretty wet. It doesn't even give you an estimated time on like how long this stuff is supposed to dry, but it is this like Bissell heavy traffic carpet foam from, it has some Febreze in it, like Gain scent. It smells stinking amazing. It still smells kind of like chemically, but it does smell really good. And I think honestly guys, it looked way worse, but I think that it is looking a lot better than it did. And I have to wait for it to dry, which again, I have no clue, since my carpet is so thick, like since it's a shag carpet and I put a lot on. I used almost the whole bottle. I am thinking it's going to take probably quite some time to dry, and then I just need to vacuum it up. So I vacuumed it once just to kind of get anything that was stuck in the carpet up, and then went over it again, sprayed it, scrubbed it with a scrubber, and then I am now waiting for it to dry. So again, I have no clue how long this is going to take, but that was kind of my plan, was that I was going to be outside for today, so I wasn't going to be in there, and was going to, now it looks like it's getting sunny. Anyways, I was not going to be in my bedroom for most of the day today because I was planning on being outside, at least for, you know, like maybe an hour or two, then probably take a shower, and then, you know, maybe go and do some other stuff in the living room or the kitchen or something like that. So my plan was for today to try and not be in my room, and now that it's raining outside, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Normally I always shower right after I get done gardening too, so I'm like, well, I don't want to go take a shower if I'm not going to be outside gardening, you know, so I'll just take one tonight when I normally do. And I also uploaded too. I uploaded the 2 vlogs I edited yesterday, so those are already done. I was like, I guess I can sit in the living room and edit, like, you know, I just don't want to be, for one, separated from these animals because they get all separation anxiety when they are separated, especially like if I just leave them in like the living room or the kitchen and stuff like that and I go sit on my bed. I also would probably forget the carpet is wet and then wind up stepping on it, so I'm like, I'm trying to not go in there right now, and also again not have them go in there. I was telling you guys my plan was to do like small sections at a time, but I was just like, again, for today I was like, I'm gonna be outside, I'll just do the whole stinking thing, and now it doesn't look like that's happening. So I'm like, I don't know what else to do today. Could make my grocery list. I think we might go to Valley Produce and Caputo's this week as well, just because, you know, like, why not? We went to Jewel and Aldi last week, and since I went with, I think it would probably, you know, to help my dad so that he is not completely alone doing the grocery shopping. That's why I went with last week, and I was like, well, I could go again this week, and that was my plan anyway, but I was like, well, maybe we'll just go to Valley Produce and Caputo's, because Valley Produce looks like they have some pretty good deals on some stuff. They have like 99-cent milk this week, a gallon of milk. I was like, we're gonna get that whether we need milk or not, because that's a good price. And also too, apple juice was 99 cents, and I think they had coffee, like K-Cups on sale, and a couple of other things too. But I think the milk was, you had to also spend $10, which I was like, I will probably definitely spend that at least. Plus they have produce stuff and things like that on sale as well, which again, we've been a little bit limited to. Jewel's had some pretty good deals, but like one week they might have like a lot of stuff that we like, you know, normally eat, and then another week it's like, I don't know, stuff we don't normally get, like mangoes, and like we don't really eat mangoes, like it'll be that, and like tomatoes, like, you know, okay, we can buy a couple tomatoes, but we don't eat just tomatoes, you know, and maybe like limes or something like that, and they'll be like, oh, and a pineapple, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll get the pineapple, but you know, like there might not be apples on sale. Like I can normally find apples between Valley Produce, Caputo's, and Aldi every single week. But given the fact that I've just been shopping at Jewel and Aldi, like, you know, saying on sale, versus like, you know, Aldi's regular price, which is sometimes more money a lot of times than what I normally spend on produce. So yeah, like I said, I am thinking about maybe getting to that today, but I thought I'd just vlog early today, I guess, because it's 9:30 and now almost 9:45. I've been up for already almost an hour, over an hour. And I was like, I'm almost running out of the things that I had on my planner to get done for today. Because my mom, I think I told you guys, she had somewhere to be today. And so she was up early this morning, and I was like, well, now I'm up, so I might as well try and get to some stuff. Now it's getting sunny, guys. I'm debating whether or not outside is looking like a good option. So guys, I am actually just gonna brush my teeth and get to bed. Now it is 11 o'clock. I was actually like at 10 o'clock. I just finished watching a series actually on Disney Plus. I've been watching a couple of like the documentaries and stuff like that. There was one docu-series I was watching on like ancient Egypt. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, because I actually finished watching the whole thing, the last episode, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed now. And I was like, but it's only 10 o'clock. I was like, and all I have to do is brush my teeth, because I actually took a shower earlier, guys. My hair is up. I did actually, me and Jack were able to get outside and get the bush trimmed that we needed to, and pulled out a couple of things in the vegetable garden that needed to be pulled out. We had broccoli that had bolted in there, and then also too, these things that we thought were originally like volunteer tomatoes, they were not, because they were like as tall as me. They ended up growing, and they were getting like these weird little like buds on them. I was like, okay, clearly I don't think these are tomatoes anymore. So yeah, and the leaves didn't look the same, but this was a few days ago that I looked at that and just forgot to pull them up. Then went back out there and was like, holy cow, they're as tall as me. So pulled that stuff out, and then got stuck in a downpour. So it was like it was like sunny for like probably a good hour, and I was like, oh, it looks like it's gonna stay sunny. So we went outside, and it was still pretty sunny actually. It looked like there was clouds that were starting to come in when we actually were just about finishing up, and then all of a sudden it just started downpouring while we were out there. So we did get to a little bit of that. I got to everything on my planner. This is how my carpet looks too. I honestly think that that stuff worked pretty well, guys. You guys can see here, this is probably the best spot on the carpet that is the most well preserved, because that has been sitting over it for a while. And in that spot, so, and you guys can kind of see too, along the edges look very nice, and it's super soft and still plushy, like near the middle, and also this corner, just because this is where the most traffic sort of is. A lot of the like carpet fibers are very like, I don't want to say tore up, but just very like meshed in. So today actually, while I was scrubbing it, was able to pull up, I think, a lot of it and kind of fluff it up again, but not like it is over there and like it first was. So yeah, it's about a year old, so obviously, I mean, it's going to take a little bit of damage, but the nice thing is you can actually see a lot of the like pattern in here. Although I've walked across it a handful of times since I vacuumed it, but before this, you couldn't. Like, it was really bad. I definitely think that that stuff worked pretty well. Like, you know, and it's, again, I think made the carpet too in some of the spots a lot better than it was. I mean, it's still not perfect, but I think that maybe I should have done it like either every other month or every 3 months or something like that. From when I got it, this is the first time that I've really like actually, like, other than just vacuuming it, like actually deep cleaned it with anything, you know, with an actual like carpet cleaner. And again, maybe it's a little less than a year. I want to say I got it maybe in like August or something like that, or maybe late July. I feel like it was probably actually August, so maybe not even a total year yet. But this is, again, the first time that I've cleaned it, and obviously too, there's 2 dogs that walk over it a lot, and so do I. Plus sometimes Bliss comes in here and will lay on the floor as well. So you know, it's definitely a high trafficked carpet. But these 2 are probably the biggest reason why that happens. So like I said, I think it worked really well, at least pretty well, for getting stains up, but it smells awesome, which is amazing, because I didn't really notice that it was like smelling bad, like it smelled like dog or like just dirty and stuff like that, or, you know, any like specific like, you know, just dingy smell coming from the carpet. But now it just smells so much better. It smells like so fresh. But it does, like I said, it has a little bit of that like I don't know, not chemically smell, but it's like a foam, so I don't know, it's something about like foam kind of smells like that. So yeah, I was able to get to that. I also made my grocery list, and I edited, uploaded, did laundry, did dishes, watered the plants out in the greenhouse, like I said, trimmed those bushes and everything like that. I have had a long stinking day, and on top of that too, guys, we also, me and my dad, later in the afternoon, ended up actually, once he got home from work, ended up hanging up in my mom's office the other cabinet up in here. And then my mom has got some records that she actually put into like a records case, a record, like, I don't know, frame, I guess is what it's called. But this is the shorter one, this one's the longer one. This is going to have, I think, I was gonna say cardboard, no, not, what's it called, not plastic board, what's that word, I'm so tired, guys, right now. My brain is not even thinking words. Pegboard, that is what it is. I think over here for like hanging things. So about these though, guys, I'm actually thinking of doing that over my bed. I have got a couple of records that I want to get, and I kind of wanted to get some that would like match kind of, I guess, the color or theme of my room, but I definitely want to get like jazz records because I love jazz music. So I'm thinking like Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Frank Sinatra like my mom had, but probably not, like, I don't know, I don't really like, I want to get some that actually is music that I've listened to, like that record that my mom had. I'd never heard any, I don't know if I heard any of those. Maybe I heard of like one or two of the Frank Sinatra songs, but not a lot. But I figured above my bed, because I was like, what am I going to do above my bed? Like, there's nothing there. And I was thinking of doing maybe like a Tiffany & Co., like, you know, like press on or something like that. Not press on, but like, you know, like a, again, guys, my brain can't come up with words right now. You know, like a stick-on Klingon sort of thing. I don't think it's Klingon, guys. It is like a vinyl cling sort of thing. But I was like trying to look on like Etsy, and they don't really have anything, and like I didn't really notice anything either too, because I searched for it just on Google. I didn't see anything come up on Amazon. I didn't see anything, like they had like some like posters, like pictures and stuff like that too, but they were super expensive. And I was like, I can actually probably do like 6 records and actually get records that I will listen to, and because I really want to get a record player as well, but like definitely get some records and then hang them over my bed, and hopefully they're kind of in a color scheme that kind of fits with my room, would be a bonus. But I definitely want to get some, like I said, some records and put them up there as well, sort of like my mom has. But I measured and I figured I could fit 6 up there, so I've been looking for 6 that I really want, and some, like I said, jazz music. So and that way too I can leave the records actually in the record, like, you know, frame, and then just take them out when I want to listen to them, instead of having to be like, where am I going to store these records? Can I hang them up on my wall? Because it's kind of like a thing. So that's what I was thinking of, because I don't know, like my room, like I don't want everything on the wall, but I feel like just above my bed, like something should be there. Like it feels way too empty, because like everywhere else I kind of have like something sort of, you know, but that space just feels so empty to me. And I've, like I said, I knew what I wanted there, which was like a Tiffany & Co., because that's kind of the theme of my room. But like I said, I couldn't find anything really cheap. So I don't know, I'm still debating whether or not I might still get records and just not hang them up, or not hang them up over there. I could do them possibly even over on this wall too, but I was kind of like, I'm a little jealous of how that looks and kind of want to do it in my room now too. And on top of that too, guys, I saved this is actually fallen behind the this, like, I think it's probably 20s, maybe 30s, like Coke products, and like a Coca-Cola thing that my mom had in the kitchen, and I guess it fallen behind the stove. When we moved the stove out, it was all kind of dirty, and originally my mom was like, oh no, I don't want it anymore, like you can just get rid of it. And I don't know, something was just like, I was like, I feel like I want to keep it, like I don't know, it's just so vintagey, like that I wanted it. And I'm not a huge vintage person, like, I don't know, I am. Vintage wasn't really the theme of my room, but I feel like I have that, and then I'm like, oh, and I might get some like records and hang them up, and I was like, now it's kind of feeling like, feel more vintage. And like I said, I have no clue where I'm going to hang that. It's currently sitting on top of my printer. I was thinking maybe over here on that side, but something just like told me, I was like, I don't know why I can't like part with this. I really don't even remember it being in the kitchen. Like, it must have fallen back there a long time ago. So yeah, but I don't know, I couldn't get rid of it. So I now have that to find somewhere to hang in my room, or maybe even two, possibly like over here on this side. But anyways, guys, I need to just brush my teeth and then I'm gonna fall asleep, because I was almost falling asleep while I was watching TV. So see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your enchanting faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.